All right, so my video messed up on that first one, so I'm gonna start off with cut off. All right, and I'm gonna just end it right now. We cannot forget who is in this man Jrue Holiday's head, bro. Okay, it's Alvin Gentry, and we cannot forget, right, that Jrue Holiday's role basically is changing every other game. Every other game. You see what I'm saying? His role is changing every other game, bro. And see what this is what happens. Okay, this is what happens. The same shit that's happening, same stuff that happened in LA is happening now. Okay, people are taking the Lonzo energy, right? Because by the way, like I love, like it's not even the player's fault, bro, but it's the coach's fault for not understanding what gives them that energy and that creates that momentum. Because we can't forget that this team hasn't even had a full year playing in this system that is surrounding the Chino Hills prodigies. People just want to ignore that. Like Luke Walton and these guys, they want to ignore it. They forget it. So they bring Lonzo in the game. He starts the energy, starts the momentum. They take him out, and then they just play, and they wonder why it slows down. They wonder how it slows down all of a sudden. When this team hasn't even had a full year with their point guard at the point guard position. Do I have to repeat myself? Let me reiterate what I'm saying right now. It took Alvin Gentry half the season to figure out that Lonzo Ball was his point guard, bro. Do you not think that affects the team? I just cannot understand this guy. Then you put him back in 2 minutes left. How do people not see this? I just don't understand. Now, listen, I'm going to be real because I'm an objective person and I'm a very deep thinker. Okay. The only explanation I literally have, because I'm very objective. I have to be objective. Like I said, what I said earlier was that I'm going to make another video on Lonzo separately. Okay. But here's what this is the only, outside of Alvin Gentry just having possibly just not a proper mind. Okay. The only thing I can think of, if I'm thinking truly objectively about why he does this to Lonzo, literally the only thing I can think about is that maybe behind the scenes Lonzo Ball is too goofy. That's all I can think of, because Lonzo's laughing all the time. But to me, I look at it more like Lonzo's focused because he's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, so I don't want to get into all that right now. But my point is that, because I know some of y'all are super judgmental and about something that you probably don't even look into. So, but not that I care about your opinion, but regardless, the point that I'm trying to make is that I think Lonzo is super lighthearted off the court like that to kind of relieve the pressure, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be focused. So that's the only thing I can think about, being a basketball player myself, having played before, and just being aware of how certain coaches are very militarized and stuff like that. Like maybe, it's a serious point in the game. Alvin turns around, sees Lonzo laughing with Zion, and is mad about that, so he just decides to bench him. That's all I can think about. But it doesn't make sense to me because I don't think that's the reality. I really think Alvin Gentry believes the team can win without Zoe, which is an issue. Because the thing is, if this team was built the right way, the way they were supposed to be built, where Lonzo was, given the realms earlier on as he was developing, then maybe they could have. Because as we can see, they have that potential. But see, Alvin Gentry, he's, like I said, he's one of those coaches that I feel like he's a good guy. And he has important intangibles when it comes to being a coach. Like, he's a good guy. He's likable. He seems to have certain faith in his player for the most part, right? But see, what I think he's missing is in a certain intangible of in-game decision making. He gets too happy. He gets too comfortable when the team is holding it down when Lonzo's on the bench. That's what he's supposed to do with that momentum. But it's not going to carry over unless you understand who is the one creating it. I just don't get it, bro. And what sucks about this is it makes Jrue Holiday and Brandon Ingram look like ball hogs, bro. And that's not the case. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're still adjusting to moving the ball in this way. Jrue Holiday has had to make the biggest adjustment out of the whole team. People don't know this. People don't think about that. Jrue Holiday was there before all these guys got there, bro. And he's the only one from that team outside of Etwan Moore that's a primary starter. that's been playing mad time with that with this starting lineup. So he's had to make the biggest adjustment, in my opinion. Jrue Holiday. People need that needs to be the new hot take in reality. Okay, Jrue Holiday is not the problem. He's made a great adjustment, in my opinion. But when you have a coach calling you the leader and then has their point, listen, man, listen, bro, it's messing shit up. It's messing stuff up right now. I don't even care if this gets demonetized. I ain't trying to make money right now off of this. This is just needs to be said, bro. This is ridiculous, man. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, man. Absolutely, there's no excuse. Every time we lose a game, he want to say one loss ain't the end of the world. Man, if you don't get your butt out of here, bro, talking about one loss ain't the end of the world because you lost the game. I want y'all to replay it back. Every time we lose a game that he loses for us, he will say that. It ain't when the team loses the game because we know how the team loses when we shoot ourselves in the foot with turnovers. That's not what happened in this game, bro. The team came back twice. That's major. That shows you how in gel and in sync the team is. That I couldn't even believe we came back. I was like, wait a minute, we back? Damn, we in the league? It's 84-82? Really? I couldn't believe it. But see, Alvin Gentry got trigger happy. When that happened, he didn't take that as a sign. Okay, the team is fighting back. Let's get our guy back in. Let's get back into our rotations. Let's get back into our situation. Don't even get me talking about how he should have still played Hayes, how he should have still played Melly Moore. Okay, but it shows he doesn't even have. I get why he may not trust Hayes, but nevertheless, Hayes should have been out there for at least 7 to 8 minutes in the whole game. Period. There's no excuse. Period. Point blank. That shows how much he doesn't know his players. The fact that the team came back twice and Lonzo Ball was still on the bench, that right there says everything. He does not know his players. And again, if I'm being objective, because I am an objective individual, I think objectively. I think about all potentialities. Right? The only logical explanation I can have for why Lonzo Ball is because Alvin Gentry feels like he's not taking it serious. That's the only thing I can think about. But it's obviously not the case. There's just no way that makes sense. I don't see it. I don't believe it. It's possible, but I doubt it. I just think it's Alvin Gentry being too cocky, overcoaching the game, and not understanding the pivotal connection of Lonzo Ball and this team's success, bro. Because as we see, as